Start with the latest regarding negotiations. Have you managed to make headway?
I'm really, really relieved in the best interest of the public that I can announce that the strike is over with all the forensic pathology officers who are the assistants doing their full duties, including what they were striking against, the dissection and evisceration.
What have you agreed upon?
What is important is that at the national level, the Resolution 4 of 2017 of the National Bargaining Council confirms what we had assured them, the danger allowance, the right to the dissection and evisceration allowance. And in addition, in Gauteng, the workers were put on an OSD, that is the occupation-specific dispensation salary scale. So we have reversed that, going back to 2010, and put them on a normal scale, because OSD is for professionals mainly, so it didn't work with them. And then lastly, the issue of protective clothes and equipment. So we had assured them that we are committed to doing it, and we will also reinstate a specific and a dedicated debriefing session. So we were really surprised and unhappy that they did not trust that those will be implemented, and we were forced on Tuesday to issue the final demand, that instruction that they resume their duties or face dismissal. It was not an easy decision to take because of the socioeconomic condition, but we are really relieved that they resumed their duties from yesterday, and today all of them are working.
It seems like it was a reasonable demand. The way you are explaining it, this was just a smooth negotiation and settlement. But why did it take so long to settle? I mean, I do understand that you have not been in office for quite a long time, but we are hearing the DA saying that you mishandled the negotiation process. Do you take responsibility for that, or are you going to also attribute that your predecessor also might have contributed, because these negotiations really took a long time?
Colin, the negotiations by their nature take a long time. The important thing that unfortunately didn't happen during this period is that there was no adequate briefing of workers, especially ordinary workers, on what's happening. And the communication breakdown was the biggest problem. And that is why the National Bargaining Council could resolve this matter. And that is why we could also resolve the Gauteng specific issues. But we're glad, and we want to also say that there are 3 mortuaries where there are backlogs, that we are doing everything possible over the next 3 days to deal with these backlogs. And we are asking families to phone and make sure that indeed the autopsies of their loved ones are done before they come to the mortuaries. And we really regret the inconvenience, especially during the times of bereavement.
We have just received a document coming from your department regarding this misconception that the pathology assistants regard themselves as doctors because they do dissect the corpses, sometimes on behalf of the doctors themselves. So where do you draw the line? Because they feel that they want to be paid exactly the same salary because they're doing the same job.
Colin, just like with pharmacists, we have pharmacists who are professionals, and we introduced the pharmacy assistant. So with the officers, what we are now introducing is a course for them so that they are registered also with the Health Professions Council. But they are assistants, and they work as per law under the supervision of the medical forensic pathologists, who are specialists, doctors, who then went to study forensic pathology. We'll remember that this is for unnatural deaths, and it is for the justice system to determine the cause of death, and the forensic pathologists becomes expert witnesses in this case. So the forensic pathology officers, assistant, are valuable, and we are also finalizing any misunderstandings that they have in terms of working under the supervision of the qualified medical forensic pathologists.
Now going forward, have you learned something out of this mishap? Because there has been collateral damage for members of the public, and there could be a possible interruption in the system if the doctors are not there and the assistants have to do the work of the doctors. Hence, they feel that they are obliged to be rewarded for that. So what are you going to do? What message are you communicating to them so that they can understand, not necessarily to be harsh on them, but to put them in their place, that it doesn't mean that when they are dissecting, they are the doctors?
I think there's a huge misunderstanding here, and I think Professor Simon did clarify this matter when it came up in the public, that the professionals are doing their work as they are supposed to. What the assistants are doing, they are exposing the various parts where the professionals have to assess and indicate the condition of the various organs as expert reports. So it is really assistant, and it is valuable, and that is why we want to recognize prior learning, and we also want to ensure that there are universities, especially university technicons that are around here, that can offer training also for future assistants that would like to participate in this area.
Okay.
But we also want to thank the military, South African military police services, South African military health services, who came to our assistant, the South African Police Services, who have also been supporting us throughout, and the various volunteers, including medical doctors, who came in to limit and ease the pain and inconvenience to the various families.
Okay, we hear reports that KwaZulu-Natal Health MEC Sibongiseni Dlomo also personally undertook to commit dissection as well.
He is qualified to do that, and from time to time he does assist.
All right. Dr. Ramokgopa, thank you very much for making time to talk to us.
I thank you.
All right.